Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Monday, August 11th. It is 6:22 right now. We got market opening up in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and mark up liquidity over here and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. So let's mark up a few levels here. Go down to the 8 hour. Down to the 4 hour. Down to the 2 hour. 1 hour. 30 minute. 15 minute. Down to the 10 minute. And back down to the 1 minute here. All right, looks good. So good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, August 11th. It is 6:24 right now. We have market opening up in about 5 minutes. I've marked up liquidity over here, so we're ready to go. Let me see if I can have if I have any zones here to look out for. Um, let's see. So we got a couple up here. A couple smaller ones right here. And one last one down here. All right, that's good. So all right, guys, we got market opening up shortly in about 4 minutes. Looking over here at the overall trend is currently bearish on the lower time frames. You can see over here on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute price is below the pivots. Trend meter is red. Pivots are angling to the downside. 15 minute over here hasn't confirmed yet, but it is shifting to the downside. Looking over here at the higher time frames, 30 minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour, it's pretty much neutral. You can see your price is in between the pivots. It's still bullish on the 30. Still bullish on the 1 hour. Price is in between the pivots, so we can be shifting to the downside. And also here on the 4 hour. So the higher time frames are pretty much neutral, while the lower time frames are bearish right now. Looking over here at the overall bias for today. So I did post an overall market bias, guys. I had to make some shifts with regard to the outlooks because of the new ChatGPT that's available now. It's not able to pull like live data. So I had to feed it some data here. This is as good as it'll get for right now until they either reopen the previous models or if I just have to figure out another way around it. But right now it's currently bullish overall. It's medium to high conviction. So right here with price coming down, we can look for price to possibly swing back up and correct to the upside at some point. With that being said, it's a little bit mixed here with regard to the trend and the overall trend bias. So we'll play by ear, and when market opens up, we'll kind of see what happens here when market starts to kind of flow through. Today is Monday, as you guys know, so obviously be careful with the market. Monday's typically pretty tricky because people are re-entering the market from the weekend, so you might see some manipulation in both directions. So we'll kind of see what happens here. You can see the market here from London session up until now. It's been kind of ranging between this upper level to this lower level down here. Basically, this upper resistance to this support slash supply, um, or I guess this resistance supply to this support demand. This is kind of where price is has been bouncing from up here to down here. Price is currently within that range right now. So we'll see what happens here in a few when market actually opens up. But like I said, just be careful because today is Monday and you typically get a lot of back and forth on Monday. So we got market opening up shortly in about 2 minutes, guys. If this candle closes without a momentum signal, the momentum breakout for today is going to be a sell. I'll be looking for an orb entry over here as well once we have those first 2 minutes after market open, and then we'll go from there. Looking at my overall bias for today right now, it's currently bearish on the 1 minute, neutral on the 5 minute, neutral on the 15, neutral on the 30, bullish on the 1 hour, and bearish on the 4 hour. So with that said, looking at market structure over here, you can see it's pretty mixed as well. So we'll see what happens when market opens up in a few. We got market opening up in about 40 seconds. Hey, Daniel, morning. Morning, Steven. Morning, Maria. Morning, Karen. Morning, everybody. So, all right, guys, market's gonna open shortly in a few moments here, about 30 seconds. If you're looking to take the momentum breakout for today is going to be a sell. I'll be looking for other opportunities here as price opens up. So we got market opening up here in about 20 seconds. So nothing for me to take right here, but we'll see what happens here shortly. Market opening up in about 10 seconds. We got market open in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is now open. So you got market open right there. Momentum breakout for today is a sell. We'll come back and take a look at that in a few, but it is running in profit as we speak. So it is running right there. I'll come back and take a look at that in a little bit. Looking over here at the overall market structure bias, again, the 1 minute's currently bearish, 5 minutes neutral, 15's neutral, 30's neutral, 1 hour is bullish, and the 4 hour is bearish. So with that said, we will continue to follow price here. The overall trend right now is currently bearish at the moment, so might be looking for a possible sell here, but we'll see what happens in a few. Like I said, today's Monday, guys, so just be careful with whatever trade you decide to take because market here can easily be manipulated. All right, so we got the momentum breakout still pushing down lower. Huge candle right there on open. Looks like we might have the orb low right there, orb high right there. We got this big swing back to the upside. Yeah, the orb's going to be a little tricky today, guys, because you can see our price spike down super heavily, then it spiked right back up. So if you guys are looking to take the orb here, the overall direction right now is a little mixed. All right, if you guys are looking to take the orb high, it's going to be right here at 44,342. And if you're looking to take an orb sell over here, it's going to be at 44,288. The bias here are going to be tricky, guys, because looking over here at the market structure bias, it's currently bearish on the 1 minute, neutral on the 5, bullish on the 15, bullish on the 30, bullish on the 1, bearish on the 4 hour. Looking over here at other structure confirmations, it's pretty much bearish with regard to yeah, to like overall direction with regard to strategies. So it's tricky right now. I don't know if you guys want to take this, but if you guys do want to take it, the orb high is going to be right here. Price hasn't broken past it yet and closed. You're looking for that break and close past the area. Again, we have market kind of just bouncing back and forth between this area right now. So again, if you guys want to take this orb high, you're looking for price to break and close past this orb high right here at 44,342. You're going to look for it to retest that level and push up higher from there. You don't have that yet, but you guys are looking to take the buy here, that's kind of what you want to look for. Looking over here on the 1 minute, so basically the lower time frames are still very bearish right now. The 1 minute shifting up, but the 5 minute and 15 minutes still bearish. So it's a little tricky to be trading against the trend here if you are looking to take that trade. But if you guys do want to take it, again, take it at your own risk. I'm probably not going to take the buy here for right now because the overall trend and direction is still pretty bearish. And you can see here that price is having trouble getting past that orb high right there. So again, if you guys want to take it at your own risk. It still hasn't came up yet. So, if things change over the next couple of minutes, then maybe I'll look for possible opportunity for entry. But right now, we just don't have that. I just realized I mismarked up the structure here, so I have to remark this up. Let me just take all this stuff off real quick. So we do have structure up here, but it's not exactly where I thought it was at. All right, so this orb high is being broken, guys. If you guys want to take this orb high for a buy, entry is going to be right here at the 44,331. I'm not going to take this here. I don't like how price action's looking right now. It's kind of choppy. It's going back and forth, but it just did fill right here. So if you guys are looking for that orb high, it is currently running. Again, I'm not in this position right here. I didn't like the price action. I didn't like the overall direction of price. You can see price had trouble getting past this area. You don't want something to be you don't want it to have trouble getting past an area like that. You want price to immediately break past it, retest, and push back up higher, right? We didn't really get that here. So I'm not too thrilled about entering this here for a buy. I'll be looking for some possible high-low break and retest in the opposite direction later. But I'm going to hold off on the orb right now. If you guys are in, it's currently running in profit. Again, if price reaches the 30-point mark right here, you should be moving your stop loss in profit to 10 points. Otherwise, you can just let it run. But typically what I do is when price reaches the 10 points right there, I let this run up. I guarantee 10 points and I still shoot for the 40. But there we go with the orb currently running for a buy right now. It's in profit. We'll follow it as price continues to move along. I mean, it's kind of spotty right now with regard to the direction of market. So we got price pushing up right here. This may be a possible high-low break and retest. If price does break and close past this area, price is pushing up higher from there. I don't know if price will come back and fill it though. So the break would be right here at this lower high. The orb's running in profit right there. It's reached the 30-point mark, guys. So if you want to move your stop loss in profit, highly recommend moving your stop loss in profit now to 10 points. So if you want to move your stop loss in profit to 10 points, you can do that. Guarantee 10 points and then still shoot for the 40. So there goes the orb position still running. This is going to possibly set up for a high-low break and retest right here at 44,351. So if you guys want to take this for a high-low break and retest, I mean, I still think it's kind of tricky right now with the price action. It's not really consistent. It's kind of pushing up and coming back down. If you guys want to take this here as a high-low break and retest, entry is going to be at 44,351. Yeah, 44,351 right there. You'd have to wait for it to retest. If it doesn't fill on this current candle, then you have to cancel the order. But the orb is still running. So the orb is running in profit right there. Hasn't hit the stop loss in profit yet, and it can still reach the 40. But again, if you guys want to take this here as a high-low break and retest, I'm probably going to hold off on it. So I still don't feel convinced that the buys here are in control. It is pretty bullish across the board here for the 1 minute, 5, 15, 30, and 1 hour, but this here just shifted like, a few seconds ago. So it hasn't really been established yet. Again, if this here doesn't fill in the next 5 seconds, it has 5 seconds left on the candle, you have to cancel your order and just wait for the next one. Did not fill, so cancel that order right there, guys. There's no entry here for the high-low break and retest. I'll be looking for the next opportunity here as price continues to push up higher, which is going to be at this higher high. And we'll see what happens here. So it looks like price here is kind of just stuck in this range at the moment, guys. It's a little expected, but I was kind of hoping it wouldn't be the case, but we are stuck in this range. There's a structure right here. And I have a structure a little further down below. Right there. All right. So with that said, guys, we don't really have much going on here. As you guys can see, prices going back and forth. If you guys did take the orb, looks like the stop loss and profit did get hit. So if you guys moved your stop loss and profit like I recommended, you're out in profit for 10 points, which probably would be the better decision here with back and forth movement. You don't want to be caught in this back and forth movement here. So keep watching for the next opportunity here, possibly a high-low break and retest if we do get that opportunity next. So keep watching. Here goes, price comes back down. If this is the case and price just continues to drop lower from here, the next opportunity for entry is going to be down here at this lower low. So I'm just going back a little bit to see where looks like a sweep actually happened from here. It looks like double sweeps happened. So price pushed up to this lower high right here, and it looks like price swept from here to the downside. So that was a quick sweep to the downside right there. And then there's also a sweep here that happened on market open. So when market opened up right here, price came down to this lower low and swept off this structure. So we basically got sweeps on both directions right here, which makes sense because we're in a sideways market, right? So with that being the case, the sweeps here do make sense. We've talked about this before. Obviously, I'm looking for directional entry. When market is ranging, though, this is the best time to take liquidity sweeps and V1 variations. Hey, Sam, morning. All right, so with that being said, price here is kind of going back and forth. So again, if you're looking to take entries here, sweeps are probably going to be your best option, at least for now until price starts moving directional. We don't really have much of a directional push right now, but if price does push lower like it's pushing right now, there may be opportunity here for a high-low break and retest off this lower low. Only problem is this candle is huge, so I don't think I'd really want to take an entry off this huge candle. I'm just taking it easy right now. It's Monday, so this is a 60-point candle. If you guys want to take this as a high-low break and retest, entry would have to be right here at 44,288. So right there, if you guys are looking to take the high-low break and retest, it looks like it filled right there. I'm not in this position. Like I said, I don't like the price action. Plus, this candle here is too big. But this is a high-low break and retest to the downside. Price broke and closed past this lower low. Retested on this following candle. But I don't like how price action and market structure right here is pretty much ranging, right? I also don't like how this candle here is super huge. This is an abnormal candle, right? It's about 60 points. So if that's the case, price tends to retrace the halfway mark and then come back down. Or in other scenarios, price will just retrace to the halfway mark and fully reverse, right? So I've been through this before. I've seen this price action. I don't like trading this because this ends up being an area of manipulation. On top of that, price is at the sessions. So you got a ton of reasons here not to take the trade, and that's why I didn't take the trade here. Price action's kind of choppy. We've got a ranging market here. We have a huge candle. Price can retrace up. Price is also at the sessions. So there's a lot of reasons here not to take the trade, and that's why I decided not to take it. All right, I'm playing it smart. So we'll keep watching here to see what happens next, but at this very moment, there's nothing here for us to take right now specifically. We'll keep watching for price to kind of move around. Now that we have an opening range right here that's kind of spread out, we can look for price to possibly, and this is a prime example of why we should have skipped this trade, right? So we dodged another bullet right there. It did exactly what I said. See how here, how this candle is so big? Price is going to retrace possibly the halfway mark of this candle here. And when it gets to this point, one of two things are going to happen, right? So we have a retracement right here. Once price gets to the halfway mark, it's either going to come back down and correct, or it's going to fill the gap there or fill the candle. So I've seen this pattern before. This is why I don't get caught in these traps because I've gotten caught in these traps so many times over the past, 12 years now that I don't get caught in these traps anymore. It's a, it's a pretty much a typical retail trap, right? You chase the move, you get stopped out. This has happened to me so many times where I chase these big candles, price retraces up and it stops me out right before it comes right back down. And that's exactly what's happening here. See how price is coming back down? Once price gets to the midpoint here, it's either going to come back down for continuation or it's going to reverse the other way. So just got to be smart about it. Yeah, Steven's calling it a day, no orb today. Yeah. Solid decision, Steven. So price here is stuck within the opening range. It's going back and forth. Looking over here at the overall market structure, you can see here that it's overall bearish now. So this here is
Connection
more in
lost.
line with what I'm looking for, right? Because the overall trend here on the lower time frames are bearish. So we have the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute bearish. We have market structure here that is now also bearish. So with that being said, if price ends up coming back down lower, I'll probably look for an entry here for a high-low break and retest. Right now, I'm okay with taking sells, but I need price to come back down lower. I also need price to establish a high first. If price doesn't establish a high, then there's not really going to be opportunity right there for me to take because this low can't be established until we have a new high here. So we'll see what happens. This is a change of character though right here or change of structure. Basically, price was bullish or it was bearish, bullish, now back to bearish. So with that being said, I'll be looking for price to break and close below this area and drop lower from there. But I do need a high here first. So in order for me to take this lower low right here for a high-low break and retest, I need a high to be established. If this here pushes past this lower low, it's just going to push this lower low lower. So this is going to disappear and this is going to push down lower. And there you go. So that lower low there is not established. Prices are dropping lower from this point now. So it's doing exactly what I said. So this is basically what I said was going to happen, right? I said price is either going to retrace up right here and come back down lower, and that's pretty much what happens, right? I've seen this pattern happen once too many times. If you wanted to enter here for a retest of that lower low, you could have, but like I said, I've seen this pattern come too many times, and I'm not going to get caught in these traps. So I'm kind of just sitting back and waiting for opportunity here to present itself. So this lower low here, unfortunately, did not establish. So because it didn't establish, we can't take this as a high-low break and retest. See, if this here established right here, I would have taken it as high-low break and retest, but because it didn't, I'm now waiting for the next opportunity here to come up. And this here is just going to keep dropping until this lower low has been established. So again, we are just waiting for confirmation here. Glenn mentioned the MPSV2. There's an MPSV2 that came up right here, guys. So we had a sell signal, price retraced up on this green candle, came back down on this red candle right there. And Glenn caught that as an MPSV2. Nice work, Glenn. Yeah, solid work right there. Or the MPSV2. It's still technically running. It's actually a nice setup because it came back to that sessions right there. So as you guys can see, there's entries coming up. It just depends on how big your risk appetite is because these are riskier trades. MPSV2 just hit full TP right there for 40 points. So again, we had a couple entries here which came up so far. We had the orb entry which came up here. Price didn't reach the full 40, so stop loss was to be moved in profit to the 10 points right there. If anybody caught that, that's the first entry. Looking over here at the momentum breakout. The momentum breakout over here, depending on what your target was when you're entering it, it would have hit stop loss or TP, just depends on where your target was. Looking over here at the scalps, we had a sweep that happened here immediately on open, another sweep right here that happened on the upside, and then an MPSV2 which came up down here. So a couple different entries which came up today so far. A lot of different opportunities for you guys to get into the market. For me personally, I haven't gotten into anything yet because I'm not trying to get into any of these traps here. A lot of traps have been set up. You can see a fake out below, fake out above, another fake out below here before it continued back down lower, which is what we anticipated and we predicted, but didn't get into that position there because it just wasn't a clean entry. We have a new lower low down here. So with that being said, if price does come back down lower, there may be opportunity here for a high low break and retest. Nothing for me yet specifically, but yeah, possible opportunity right there for a high low break and retest. Price did hit 32 points right here for this drop. So if that was the case, stop loss would have been moving in profit at 10 points for a high low break and retest. And it is now kind of sitting down the middle here. So we will continue to wait here for opportunities. So I can't take any sells here yet, guys, until we have a new high established. Again, right here, this lower low just got pushed lower. So it keeps getting pushed down lower. We're looking for this here to, push back up higher, but right now that's kind of just where it's at. We need it to push up so we can establish a high here. So we need a low here, high there, break and retest, continuation lower, right? Until we get that, there's just nothing here to take right now. So let me clean this up a little bit. This zone is done with. This zone right here is done with as well. I have a little zone right here above. So these right here are kind of considered like order blocks. They're considered, I mean, it depends on what you want to consider, right? You can consider resistance, order block, supply. Doesn't really matter. It's just structure. So whatever you want to call it, this is just structure. So I'm looking at this as an area for price to push back up and reject off of if it does become the case there. We do have support right here. So price is coming down. It might push off that or it might break through it. We don't know. The support was marked up from over here, back from Friday New York session. So this right here could be a possible double bottom. This is a pretty strong low. And we'll see if here if it bottoms out. There's a little gap in price right here, guys. If you guys are looking to take the retest, you can possibly cash this as a retest back up, continuation back down. But price is pretty much dumping right now. It's dumping lower and lower. There's no setups for me to take right now, but the overall direction is very bearish. So we're currently in the support level right now. See if it bounces off the support or if it continues to drop down lower. Right now, everything's very bearish though. Check the news for today. There's no news for today. So again, my overall direction of market structure here is very bearish. Looking over here at the overall trend, everything is bearish. 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour. Everything is bearish here. So I'm mainly only going to look for sells here, guys. I'll look for a possible retracement back up, but I'll look for that continuation back down. Not looking to fade the overall direction here. If you do take a buy here, you want to be very careful because, like I said, everything here is bearish. So it's going to be tricky. So we're cutting into the support here. We'll see if price actually breaks past it or if it stays above. Might get a bounce off this, maybe a swing back up, or we may get a break and close below. We don't know yet. All right, price is breaking past it. There's another gap right here between these two candles. So what you can see here is a possible break and close below, retest, continuation lower. See. What a tricky Monday, right? Initially, it looked like it was going to range for a bit. broke right through and just shot further below. Yeah, CJ said I need price to get away from this Asia low. Yeah. So there is or that was from earlier. CJ mentioned that when price was up here. Yeah, I would have been okay with taking an entry up here if we weren't at that Asia low, right? I think the red flag there kind of threw me off. There's a lot of reasons here to kind of skip that specific trade right here for the high low break and retest, which was good because this trade here it basically spiked to stop loss and then it went right back down. It followed the analysis perfectly. So now what I'm looking for is I'm looking for price to kind of retrace up from this area, establish some sort of high, and then come back lower. We have targets down here, so if price does drop any lower, we have the New York low and the London low down here. So we do have structure for price to come down and reach. But I'm not chasing these sells here. You know, I'm being patient, being disciplined, not jumping the gun here. Glenn said that Forex Factory says that Trump will be speaking at 7 a.m. Probably. Let me check. Yeah, so I guess Trump's supposed to speak at 7 o'clock, guys. Thanks, Glenn, for the heads up. I didn't even see that. So we got Trump speaking right here at 7 o'clock. We'll see. So with that being said, now that we know Trump's speaking at 7 o'clock, this drop could be highly manipulated, right? This could just been a manipulated push to the downside because once Trump speaks, price is probably going to spike right back up. So yeah, big thanks to Glenn over there for giving us the heads up on that. I'll try to look up if he's speaking today. Let me see if I could pull up another window here. I don't know what he's speaking about, but let me see. Okay, it's actually going on right now. Okay, so this might not spike price. We'll see. I mean, depends. You know, Trump's he's a wild card, so it kind of depends on like what he says. But here's Trump's live his press conference. It says live President Trump holds press conference on crime in Washington D.C. Capitol, national capital. Um, so I don't know if this is gonna spike price or anything like that because I don't know what he's gonna be talking about. He's talking about crime, but you know, the thing is, he goes off topic. So his main topic here is going to be on crime in Washington, D.C., but he can easily just shift it from that to tariffs and interest rates, right? He's a wild card. So just be aware of that. So we got price here starting to shift back up. Looks like we have a sweep right here off this liquidity. So it looks like another sweep right here, guys, off liquidity. I'll clean this up right now. And I'll just take off this structure. Yeah, so we got a sweep right there off liquidity, it looks like. I mean, depending on how far you want to go, you can do like a 25 on that. ATR is currently at 19, so maybe even a 2020 would make more sense. But there goes a sweep right there. So I'm looking for price to continue back lower, guys. We currently have a lower low right here and a lower high right here. So market structure is still bearish. What I'll be looking for is for price to come back below this point, retest, and come back lower from there. So I'm gonna look for a possible high-low break and retest right here below at 44,195. I'm gonna put that in my ticket window just in case. 44,195. Yeah, 44,195 right here. We'll see if price comes back down. So we got Trump speaking right now in a few minutes, guys. Like I said earlier, this here could have been just a manipulation to the downside. Wait until Trump speaks, and it's probably gonna push price right back up to open. You know, Trump's a wild card. He's going to be speaking about crime over here in Washington, D.C. But I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be inclusive to this, right? He can easily talk about anything else. Like, we really don't know what Trump's going to say. and we don't know how long he's going to be on the podium. Like typically what happens with this is is Trump will so the thing is it's not really Trump, it's the reporters, right? So you can have reporters asking him random questions, and that's kind of where he goes off topic because he'll respond to pretty much anybody. He's not like Joe Biden, right? Like when Biden was president, he wouldn't respond to anybody. He would just say a bunch of like random stuff and then just get off the stage. Trump's different. Like if they ask him a question that like kind of pisses him off, he's gonna respond to that question. So, um, just something to keep in mind, guys. Like Trump is very unpredictable when it comes down to this stuff. All right, so we have no entry here yet. I'll look for price to come back down. I'm looking for price to come back down from this point to break and retest from this lower low. If that's not the case and price pushes up higher, then that's completely fine. We'll be looking for possible opportunities, maybe at some point higher. The overall direction here is very bearish though. So I'm looking over here. The current market structure is bearish on the 1 minute, bearish on the 15 minute, bearish on the 30 minute, bearish on the 4 hour. 5 and 1 hour are neutral, but everything else here is pretty bearish. Looking over here at the other confluences that I do have reversals to the downside. There's a lot of different market structure that I look for, guys. I look for market structure. I look for price gaps. A lot of people look at fair value gaps. I have this lined up right here. I look at the premium and discount zones. I look at liquidity grabs, equal highs, equal lows. I also look at specific strategies that are pointing in a certain direction. I also look at reversals, divergence, and confluence. So there's a lot of different things that I'm looking at with regards to direction of price. Right now, the direction is still very bearish. So with that being said, I'm not really looking for buys here at the moment. This could just be a fake out back to the upside, right? Fake out down here, push back up, fake out back down. So I'm going at in whatever direction market structure is confirming. And right now it's still bearish. So not necessarily looking for buys here at the moment. Also, the overall trend here is very bearish as well, right? 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour, 30 minute, 4 hour. So right now, buys here are just tricky. They're not exactly what I would be looking for. If you guys want to look for buys here, this doesn't necessarily mean price will not push up. I do think price will probably push up to the structure right here for market open. So back to open will possibly happen, but other than that, I'm not really looking to ride this back up. I'm looking for it to continue back down lower. So we'll see. We will see here. Yeah, West said Trump is supposed to be talking now. Let's take a look. All right, they're introducing Trump right now, and he's going to be on the podium pretty soon. Yeah, so President Trump's press conference on DC crime following threats of federal takeover. All right, we'll see. Hasn't started speaking yet. Price is pushing back up. You can see here, like whenever Trump gets mentioned, it doesn't even have to be, he doesn't even have to be speaking yet. But you can see here that price is already correcting all the way back up because a lot of people are expecting Trump to speak on the economy, right? The economy ties into to crime. I'm pretty sure he's gonna pretty much tailor it some way to say that, because we're in a pet economy, that's why crime's happening. That's why all this stuff's happening, right? But he'll say something after that along the lines of like he's doing something to make a huge difference to combat crime with bringing the economy back up. Like there's always an angle. If you ever think about like what Trump is talking about, he always has an angle on something, and that angle is always to make market bullish no matter what. Whether it's something that's on the national side of things or international side of things, right? You can talk about tariffs on the international side of things. On the national side of things, you can talk about crime, how like, people are scared about a recession and stuff like that, but he's for somehow he's preventing that from happening. We've been around Trump for long enough to understand that he always has an angle when he comes on the mic, and today's no different. This was a last minute conference because I didn't know about this conference until you guys mentioned it. Yeah, Sam said, yep, that's why I booked my profit. Yeah, because you really don't know what's going to happen next. I mean, price can really spike in either direction. Visual said that 15-minute candle screams reversal. Yeah, it's huge, right? So that 15-minute candle right there, a huge wick and possible reversal back up higher. But we'll see what happens here. I mean, if anything, price will probably push up to the opening price right there. If it doesn't get past the sessions right here, it'll probably fake out, come right back down below, and possibly retest this lower low, right? Price is stuck right here at the sessions. So we'll see what happens here. Trump hasn't started speaking yet. All right, so overall market direction is still looking bearish to me right now, guys. Overall, it's still looking bearish. Price is not shifted yet. Surprised Trump hasn't started speaking yet. Well, this guy is still talking, so once he's done talking, I'm pretty sure Trump's going to come out. All right, we got price here having trouble getting past the Asia low. This could be the range, guys. So let's see here if price rejects off this point and comes right back lower. We'll see if price sweeps off the Asia low right here, which looks like it could be the case. Possible sweep right there off that purple line and continuation back to the downside here. So the sweep actually hit already for anybody who's looking to take the sweep for 20 points. So price came down, swept off this lower low. Price came right back up, swept off this session right there. And we'll see if it makes it back down from here. There's no telling what's going to happen next because once Trump speaks, all right, there's another guy on the mic right now, not Trump, but just some other random guy. He's just answering, or he's just kind of entertaining the crowd right now until Trump comes out. All right. Nice. Sam said he needs one more one-to-one trade to pass two of his FTMO evals. Nice. Okay, solid, Sam. Hopefully we get you that one last trade here. Just waiting for Trump to get on that mic. Here we go. His price comes back lower. Cool. Thanks for the link, Maria. All right, still hasn't talked yet. Yeah, Visual said 44 83's Friday lows can't be ruled out. Let's see. Yeah, no, I can still see it come down. There's a ton of liquidity right here. So that's why I'm okay with the sells right now if price does come back lower, because we do have all this liquidity sitting down here below. And the 44.83 right here that Visual mentioned is what he's aiming for. Yeah, I can see that happen. We also have the sessions right here as well. So we'll see. I mean, it looks like price here is going to consolidate and range for a little bit until Trump speaks. So I think that's going to be the case right now until we get to that point. Trump's lagging it right now today. It seems like he's usually not that late. They're probably briefing him right now on what to talk about. They're literally probably they're coaching him right now. They're probably telling him to talk about the crime for a little bit and then how to spin that off into the economy. I feel like everything is calculated. Honestly, whatever Trump says, whatever happens in the world, the wars that happen, the tariffs that happen, everything that happens, I feel is baked into the market. Like Trump is the thing with Trump this, so if you've seen Trump when he was president before, he was a lot more erratic. Like he would kind of just say random things and would spike price in the market. If you look at like what Trump does now, he's not super random. Like whenever he says anything, it seems like it's planned. Like everything he says is planned now. It's not like before where he would kind of just blurt out random things and then, market would go skyrocketing or spiking in a direction. Now he's pretty like, it seems like he understands the game now. He understands the game of politics and how to really manipulate the market. Before it used to be super random. Now it's like you kind of have an idea of what he's going to say. Like I think on Friday last week, he talked about how there was going to be like 100% tariff on chips, right? Today he might change that. He might say, okay, we're only going to do that on some, or we're just going to drop the whole tariff because they came to some sort of agreement. There's always something that happens that could affect the market one way or another. Let's go over your financial juice real quick. I'm going to refresh this. I don't think there's any breaking news right now, but I'll just update that there to see. All right, so looking at this here now, guys, if you're looking for a sell, we may have a possible high-low break and retest right here at 44 or 264. The problem with this here is that we need a new high first before this here is established. This hasn't been established yet, right? So if price drops past this area, this lower high is going to higher low is going to disappear and it's going to push down lower. So until this here is established, there's not going to be opportunity here for using this as a high-low break and retest level, at least not yet. There's an MPS V2 which is currently running right now, guys. It's running right here. Not an MPS V2 that I would personally take because it looks like price is currently ranging at the moment, but this is an MPS V2 to the downside if anybody's looking to take that there. I also don't see any structure up here for price to confirm the bounce other than this possible sweep. So there's a possible sweep right here. That could be something to look at. But other than that, I don't like taking trades and prices going back and forth like this. If anything, it might be a retest of this area. Personally, I think price is going to continue dropping. So I think right here, price might push up to the middle point of this candle and possibly come right back down. But I mean, who knows? We'll see. We'll see. All right, we got a consolidation range right here right now. Overall direction is still very bearish for the most part. You can see over here on the 1 minute strong bearish, 5 minute bullish, 15 minute bearish, 30 minute bearish, 1 hour bearish, 4 hour strong bearish. So I'm still looking for some sells here, guys. What I would need to have here again, like I said, is I need price to kind of retrace up a little bit and then come back down for that break and retest. We don't have that yet, so there's nothing here for me to take or look at the moment. Overall trend here is still very bearish. You can see here the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute prices below the pivots. Trend meter is red. Pivots are angling down. Same with the 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour over here. Prices below the pivots. The trend meter is kind of mixed, and the pivots are starting to angle to the downside. So we got a lot of confluences here for a sell. Trump is still not on the mic yet, so we will continue to flash back to that page to see when he's speaking. But right now, we just don't have anything to take just here at this very moment. All right, so price is dropping back lower. This low has not been established yet. So until it's established, we can't take this as a high-low break and retest. At least not yet. If anything, this lower low is still going to be the active low right now. This is the most established low at the moment until we have a new one here. So I still have it set up right here at 44,195 in case price does come back down lower, breaks and closes, retests, and drops lower from there. I'm gonna take this off. I'm just gonna put it back up later once this here has been established. It's not established yet. Nice. So Sam got into that MPSV2 right there, got the full TP, and he passed his FTMO challenge. Nice work, Sam. Congrats. So yeah, Sam here took this as a MPSV2, and price came all the way down. Just looks like it hit the 40 points right there right now. So nice work. All right, we got price dropping lower over here. So if you guys are just joining in, guys, there's a lot of entries here which have came up. They just haven't been solid entries for me overall because they just don't meet my criteria. I'm looking for a possible high-low break and retest off this lower low. The only thing that I'm kind of worried about is Trump speaking right now. He hasn't started speaking yet, but this here could possibly set up for a high-low break and retest. Yeah, possible high-low break and retest right there at the 44,195. All right, we'll see. So we're in this big range right now. Price is ranging back and forth, back and forth. This low here still hasn't been established, so if price does break below this point, this could be the possible low to look out for. Don't really have any structure down here. Overall direction is still very bearish. Yeah, everything is pretty much bearish right now. So if this does come below this point, guys, I will be taking this as a high-low break and retest off the 44,195. Still waiting for Trump. No Trump yet. All right, we're currently in this big range, guys. The range here looks like it's starting to establish, so we'll see here what happens because if price bounces off this previous support, then obviously a double bottom right there, triple bottom actually. I'm looking for price to break past right here, 44,195. We got 30 seconds left on this candle, so I'm going to be watching it right here. If it closes below this point, or if it fails to, price can really do anything right here. Doesn't look like we're going to get the break and close past it on this candle. We'll look for the next one. Yeah, nothing there yet. All right, so we got price kind of sitting right here in this area. So this is where it's going to get a little tricky. If price ends up pushing up from here, it's probably going to establish a new high, and this here is going to be the new established low. So if that's the case, then the high-low break and retest could possibly happen at this higher low right here, which is fine. I mean, same thing, same difference. It's not super far from this one. We'll see how price reacts to this support zone right here. We'll see if it invalidates it. If it comes down lower, it's just going to invalidate the low anyways. All right, still no Trump. All right, guys, waiting for something here to happen. The volatility here is starting to slow down quite a bit. It's currently at the support level. Big spike candle right there. There's a possible gap right here too. So we have a huge candle right here, price gap. So what might happen here is possibly a retracement, rejection off the price gap right there, and continuation back lower. Or if you guys want to call it a fair value gap, Fair value gap right there, right? Retest of it, come back lower from that point. Marked it from this wick to this wick right there. So a lot of different things here to look at. We got price here pushing off the support level. Okay, so now that we have this here, guys, we have a new high here established. So with that being the case, this is going to be the new level here for a high-low break and retest. It's actually a little bit higher. It's at 44,202. So I'll just change my pending ticket window to 44,202 just in case price comes back down to this area right here. And we have a new high here. So price is currently ranging back and forth between this range right now. The new low is going to be established right here at 44,202. So if price does come back down to this point, I'm not looking for the break and retest below, but I'm looking for a break and retest right here. First level. All right, let's keep watching. Keep watching, keep waiting. I'm still looking for sells though, so it doesn't really change the difference here. Like nothing changes. I'm still looking for a sell. It's just we have a higher number here, higher level for entry. And Trump's really late today. Wasn't expecting him to be this late. 7:20. Everyone here is confused. You can see everybody in like all the journalists are like wondering where Trump's at. It's all good. Let him let him take his time. All right, we got price pushing back up right here as we speak, and we continue to wait here. Nothing to take here at the moment. Yeah, not much. All right, we got price kind of just sitting right there. All right, price kind of flattened out at this point. Price pretty much flattened out right here. We have a lower high. I don't really have structure on this area, aside from like a bunch of gaps that just came up around this here. Because price is kind of just bouncing around. So we have a lot of these, whatever people consider price gaps or fair value gaps. I don't really like looking at fair value gaps, but I'm just looking at it as structure. So, I mean, if you wanted me to draw those up, we do have a gap right here that I mentioned earlier. So price is currently in the fair value gap right now. When people look at this, they look at this as a drop down retracement, bounce off there and come back down for continuation. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here if that's the case. The thing that I don't like here is that the volatility is starting to die down and now we have a new higher low, right? The new higher low there is not going to be beneficial for us. We don't want a new higher low here. We want price to drop lower, break past this one, retest it and come back down from there. If we have a new higher low right here, then this is not going to be helpful for us because I'm not going to take a high-low break and retest when price is way up here, right? Like I'm not going to take a high-low break and retest right here because this can easily be a change of character or a change of structure and swing back up, right? So yeah, I mean it's not looking so hot right now with where price is currently at, but if we start to get some volatility to the downside, then okay, great. If this here stays flat, it's not going to be good because I'm not looking to take this here as an entry. I want it to come down here. So we'll see what happens. I think Trump just needs to speak. Once Trump speaks, a lot of people are going to be into the market. I mean, a lot of people are going to start gambling, right? So let's uh let's see what happens. Yeah, Sam said problem here is Trump will decimate any structure if I draw one. So just waiting for clear momentum in a direction. Yeah, same here. That's how I'm looking for price to come down to this area here because whatever it may be, once Trump speaks, price is going to spike. Doesn't matter which direction, price is going to spike based on what he says. Everything here is bearish though, so it's going to be a real big surprise if price spikes up at any point at basically any moment here, which could be the case. I wouldn't underestimate Trump's ability to spike price because he's done it before. It's not anything new. All right, we got price coming back down finally. All right, we might have opportunity right here, guys. Below, I'll try to get into this one right here.
Order submitted. Or
All right, so price is
order
coming down right
submitted.
here. If it doesn't fill on this candle, no entry. I mean, it might not fill here. We'll see. I got my pending order right there at 44 202. This candle is about 40 seconds left on it. We got 30 seconds left on it. I don't think this here is going to fill, so I'll probably be canceling this pretty soon. 20 seconds left. I'm just going to cancel my order, guys. I don't think it's going to get filled. All right, so unfortunately, my fill did not get filled right here. I was looking for a high-low break and retest off this higher low right here. But like I said, price is sitting down here. We have 10 seconds left on the candle. I don't think the fill is going to happen. Yeah, unfortunately, we missed the move right there. So everything I was waiting for right here, it did exactly what I was anticipating, but it did not get my fill on the 44,202. So what I was looking for is a quick break, retest, continuation down lower. Did not fill in that candle, so I canceled my order. And yeah, I think that's about it. If we were in this position right here, it already hit 30 points, so stop loss would have been moved in profit to 10 points. I would have guaranteed 10 and shot for the 40. So the good thing here is that my analysis is playing out, right? I pretty much predicted this was going to happen. I identified this as bearish overall market structure, bearish overall trend, bearish everything really. I just needed to get this for a fill, but unfortunately I couldn't get into that fill. If you wanted to take this as a high-low scalp, you could have taken this as a close and then just rode it down from there. But I'm not taking this as a high-low scalp. I'm taking it as a high-low break and retest. So no retest, no entry. All right, so there goes that. I mean, it's all good. So I'm glad to see the analysis here played out. I'm not glad that my fill did not get filled because this would have been a really nice entry right there, 40 points. So all good, guys. Now we just continue to wait for the next opportunity. So there goes a sell there. There's a possible MPS V2 setting up right here. We have a sell signal. Prices retracing on this green candle. This could be a possible MPS V2. If you want to take it as a traditional MPS, your entry actually happened right here at the 80. So there's other opportunities here depending on what you're looking to take. Or if it pushes up higher, the entry is going to be here at the 90. Yeah, it looks like the 90 here is going to be more ideal, make more sense. So this could be the possible entry here for MPS. Depending on what you want to take, MPS or MPS V2. MPS, you put your limit order right here at 44,190 or 44,180 actually right here. If you want to take it as an MPS V2, then you just wait for the red candle to come back down. So there's the different opportunities that are coming up right here. Again, this is an MPS entry. We had a sell signal, price came down, this retraced up. You put it at the next whole number, which was at the 80. Or if you want to put it at the 90, you can too. 90 probably would make more sense because this here was a little too tight. So I think the 90 here would just make more sense for pending order. And if you want to take this here as an MPS V2, you're just waiting for a red candle to come up. All right. So I guess now we just kind of wait. Trump still hasn't started speaking. I think it's crazy he's taking this late. I think everyone here is super confused why he's taking so long. 7:30, scheduled conference was 7 o'clock. All right, guys, we continue to wait here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we will just continue to wait for the next opportunity to arise. All right, guys, looks like we're going to be waiting a little bit longer. And the volatility here has started to die down a bit. All right, price is coming back down lower, but there's no high here that's established. So let me just clean this up a little bit. We have a new lower low right here, but we can't take this as a high low break and retest until a new high has been established, right? So even if price does come back down lower right here, we can't take this as a break and retest of this level because this lower low is just going to get pushed down lower. So I'm looking for a high here to be established before I can start looking for another sell. But at this very moment, there's just nothing here yet. So again, we wait. Again, we wait, guys. All right, still no new structure here. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. I'm gonna mark there's structure above, but there's no structure below. So I'm just gonna mark this up here so that we can kind of see as price continues to move a bit lower. This is gonna help us identify change of character, change of structure, etc. Right now, obviously, price is in a bearish trend. It's pretty obvious, right? So you got price coming down right here. What I'll be looking for here is if price does swing back above this lower high, then that'll be the change of character right there. Price swings back up. And it can shift to either a retracement or a full-on reversal. Otherwise, we have a new low here. So if price does come back lower from this point, break and retest from that lower low, and continuation down below from there. So 44,159, I'm going to change that in my ticket window. 44,159 is where I'm looking to take a sell if price does come back below this point right here. So we might get some consolidation range at this moment, and then possibly if price breaks past it, possible entry below it. Yeah, nothing there yet, but possible opportunity below it. Trump has still not started speaking yet. Surprisingly. All right, guys, waiting game. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, not really much here to do or take or any of that stuff. Really just kind of waiting. If I don't get an entry today, that's completely fine. Stats for the month, stats for the year are great. So, like I said before, guys, there's no need to force anything unless something's there. The good thing is that the analysis here is playing through. So we will continue on. So it looks like price is attempting to swing back up. I don't know for how long, but we'll see if this here ends up holding. Unless Trump started speaking yet. Let's see. So the camera's kind of adjusted a little bit, but Trump has not came out. See, Sam's asking, is there anyone who trades NQ along YM here? I don't think there's too many people here that there. I feel like there's a few people who do, but then they just kind of stop trading NQ after a while once they got burnt. I feel like that's the thing with a lot of people, right? They try to trade multiple assets, but if they start getting burnt on one, they just stop trading it. I try to trade NQ. I tried my hardest to like NQ, but I just don't like it. It's not as consistent as I'd like. All right, guys, nothing here yet. We have a new low here. So if this low here gets established, it's the same thing that we talked about earlier, guys. There's not going to be an entry at this 44,159 anymore. This is going to be the new low. But we'll see what happens. The volatility here might pick up a little bit. Price might break past this lower low and continue with lower from that point. We have a pending sell signal right here. So we got a couple confluences. We have rejection off structure right here, which is the resistance. I guess you can call that a order block or a supply. This really depends on what you want to call it. I just call it resistance. I keep it pretty simple and straightforward. So this is a resistance level right here for me. We got price pushing from this point. Price came down, retraced, established a new lower high right here, and I'm looking for price to drop down lower from here, right? So I do have confirmation of this here as a possible continuation to the downside. I do have this right here as my resistance. So we have this as a confluence. We have momentum here. We have bearish trend. We have overall bearish trend with all the lower time frames, 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute. Everything here is bearish. Looking over here on the 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, everything's bearish there as well. Looking at my screener over here, we have strong bearish price structure. So we'll see. I'm looking for price to drop down to this point. We have a new low right here. Here's where it's going to be a bit of a problem. If we have a new high that establishes, then this low is going to be controlling. But if price continues to drop lower from this point, this lower low right here is still controlling, which is what I want. I want this lower low to be controlling. But here's another problem. We're currently going to be at the session. So we have a lot of things here to look at. So I was hoping, this entry over here would have been my entry because I'd be able to get in over here before price got down to the sessions. Now that we have possible opportunity for entry right here, this is where it's going to be tricky because we have the sessions down below, right? With the sessions down below right here, we can have a possible manipulation. But because the target is right at that point, I would still be okay with taking this entry here because once price reaches 30 points, my stop loss gets moved in profit. I guarantee 10 points and I can still reach for the 40, which is where price can likely push towards. Because these sessions here act as they act as magnets, right? It's going to magnetize price in that direction. So it's kind of what I'll be looking for. Yeah, Sam said I agree, Sean. NQ is weird. NQ is very unpredictable, right? It's not as consistent as YM or ES. Like for me personally, if I was to have a choice, obviously it'd be YM, but if it wasn't YM, it would be ES because it's more consistent. It's easier to follow. NQ, you just get a lot of like kind of random price spikes because the tech stocks, they're so volatile. So, all right, guys, we got price coming down right here. Let's see. I don't think Trump's speaking. Oh, he is. Okay, so Trump is now speaking, guys. Trump's speaking, but he's not really talking about economy stuff. He's trying to stick to the script right now regarding, crime in Washington, D.C. I guess there's supposed to be a federal takeover. I don't know. I didn't hear about any of that stuff, but I mean, it's got to be serious if Trump's having a press conference on it. All right, we got price coming down right now. It needs to come down lower. It needs to come down lower and it needs to come down faster. I need some volatility behind it. Volatility here is a little low. CJ said, I'm starting to think Trump didn't even know he was supposed to speak today. I mean, that could be the case, right? He probably didn't even know, and they had to get him up to speed real quick. All right, I'm looking for price to break and close past this lower low at 44,159. If price does break and close past that lower low, look for a retest, fill, continuation down lower. Everything's bearish right now, so confluences do point towards a sell. Only thing I'd be kind of worried about right here are the fact that we have the sessions down below here and the fact that price is going sideways at the moment. So we'll see. If there's not enough volatility behind the drop, I'm not going to take the trade. Like I need this to really come down below, fill it, and then come right back down lower. I don't want to be stuck in price consolidating back and forth between this area, right? I don't want to be stuck in this consolidation right here. I need some actual movement. Okay, this is where it's going to be a problem. If price ends up pushing higher, it's going to establish a new high, and this low here is going to be controlling. We don't really want that, right? We want this lower low here to be controlling. So we'll see. We'll see. I need price to actually drop below this point. We got 30 seconds left on this candle. I'm looking for price to drop below the 144.159. Trump's like he's just reading off of paper, guys. He's not even really talking right now, so I don't think this is going to affect the market too much. Uh, you could tell when Trump's really speaking because he's not looking at a script. He's really just reading off paper right now. So I don't think it's going to be something to affect the market very much. It's all going to be, local effect, unless he cuts into questions later with the reporters. All right, so again, I'm looking for price to break past this area. I need some volatility behind it. Everything's bearish right now. Trends bearish, market structure's bearish. Everything's kind of pointing down at the moment. The only thing here is I need volatility though. Even though it's bearish, I need some volatility behind it. I don't want price to push any higher. If it pushes any higher from, where it's currently at, it's gonna mess up the market structure. If it gets past that blue pivot, it's gonna be a problem. So I want to stay below the pivots. I want to see some volatility to the downside. Again, right here, volatility is kind of flattening out. 7:44 right now. We're getting close to 8 o'clock. My cutoff for trading is 8 o'clock, as you guys know. If we get a high here, guys, I'm probably not going to take a trade today because I'm not going to take it off this higher low. Just put that out there. Because if price pushes past this area right here, there's going to be a new high. I can already see it happening. So I want it to stay below the pivots, and I want some volatility here to just push price down, retrace, and come back lower. If price continues to climb back and forth between this area, this is not a good price action to be trading in because you don't want to get caught in this back and forth movement. All right, we're starting to get a V1 engulfing right here. This is a reversal pattern, so hopefully this causes price to start to drop a bit more. But again, you guys can see how small these candles are. The ATR is at 14. So conditions here are not great. 7:45. Trump is still reading off his document there. Yeah, guys, probably not going to get into this position. The volatility is too low. We got to break past the structure right there. It hasn't closed yet, but we do have a break past the structure. No close. All right, let's give it another shot. Again, if price pushes past the pivots right there, it's not going to be a good sign because then we're going to have a new structure there that's going to be established, or not really established, but pending. And it's not going to work out in our favor. All right, we got price pushing below here. This could be a possible high-low break and retest. I'll see if I get into this right here at 159. It's got to close below. We have 20 seconds left on this candle. I'm not going to get into it, guys. I'm going to sit out. If you guys want to take it, feel free. You can put your pending order right here at 159. At this point now, it's too close to the sessions. I don't want price to come down, touch the sessions, and then come right back up and then fake out. All right, that's kind of what I see happening here if price comes down. I was hoping like a little drop. Like this is a big, like I was hoping it'd just close right here, like right below it. And then I was gonna wait for it to fill and then come down here and now hit the structure. But price is already too low at this point. So unfortunately, no entry there. It doesn't even look like this is going to fill, right? So again, here the analysis played out. It did exactly what we were hoping for, and it did. So it would have hit TP right there if it would have filled. But unfortunately, same thing that happened right here. Like same setup. It was like we were waiting for price to break past the structure, retest. It never retested and it came right down to the target. Same with this one over here. We were looking for price to break below, retest, and come back and hit the target right there. It hit the target, but it didn't retest, so we never got into the position. So. I guess today's a bit of a toss-up. I mean, the good thing is that the analysis here did play through. So everything I looked at and I was looking for it, it did exactly that. The only thing here is it didn't retrace for a fill. So no retest at those points. Um, yeah, unfortunately, that's just the market today. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I'm not really looking for anything else over here. My analysis is it's pretty much done at this point. We're getting too close to 8 o'clock, 7:48 right now. If you guys are just joining in, there's a couple entries here that came up for the day. So if you guys took the momentum breakout over here hit full TP, depending on like what your targets were. If you were taking the orb over here, the orb did hit target over here for 10 points. So price reached up to about 30 something points right here, 33 points, and then it came down for a reversal. Typically at 30 points, I move my stop loss and profit automatically to 10 points, which is what happened here. So price filled, reached the 30-point mark, came back down, exited at 10 points, and then price reversed. Looking over here at the scalps, there's a couple scalps here that came up as well. We had a sweep from down below here on open, sweep from above here immediately after. Price came down. There was an MPSV2 which came up right here. Sweep down here, sweep right here, MPSV2 right here, high-low break and retest right here, and a possible high-low break and retest, but didn't get filled. So unfortunately, analysis here played out perfect, but we just did not have any entries here that lined up with the strategies that I was looking to apply. However, there's a lot of different entries here that have came up and are still coming up. Um, if you guys decided to apply any of the other strategies. So yeah, CJ said MPF market flow V2 hit for 40 points, but got out at 30, was getting too close to the sessions. Yeah. So CJ over here actually caught the MP market flow V2. So price right here, sell signal, price retraced up. Could have got in anywhere around this point. Let's see. Looks like you probably got in at the 70. So price came down right here, retraced up, got in at the 70 right there, and rolled that thing down. Nice work, CJ. CJ got in at 44, 170. That's what I figured. Solid. Yeah, great work, CJ. But all right, guys, if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to hop into the chat. Glenn said a good day today, no losses. Thanks, Sean. Yeah, definitely, Glenn. No losses is a winning day, guys. I'll keep reminding you guys, it's not about winning the trades, it's about avoiding the unnecessary losses. If you guys can just, stay consistent to your strategy, lock in a couple of trades here and there, and avoid as many unnecessary losses as possible, that's a win for you, right? Because that's the key thing. You got to manage your risk, take trades when they're there. When they're not there, don't force anything, and just take it day by day. But all right, guys, 7:51. Again, if you guys have questions, feel free to hop into the chat, ask any questions you guys have. I'm here to help you guys out. Otherwise, there's no trades on my end. Basically done. All right, let's see if Trump's doing anything here. Probably not. Okay, so Trump's now answering questions. This is where the wild card comes up, guys. Because Trump here is now starting to ask questions, or he's starting to answer questions. And this is typically where he says things that he doesn't mean, right? Just something to keep in mind because he's going to say some stuff here and make some responses that he doesn't plan for. Um, and this is usually what kind of shakes up the market a bit. It's not from his actual press conference speech, but his responses to the questions that people are giving him. Is there any subtitles here? No subtitles. See if I could get this.
Never went there. But she was the border czar. And everybody said it was impossible to fix. I fixed it in 3 months.
See,
No,
you,
really,
you guys see that?
I fixed it.
Like he's talking about the crime, and now he's talking about the border issues, how he fixed the border issues. He goes off topic, so like it. Even though this is about the crime in DC, he's going to talk about other stuff, the economy, the borders, the tariffs, etc. And this is kind of what throws people off because you really don't know what he's going to say.
From the FBI, ATF, DEA.
Yeah. This one's better quality. But yeah, so you're probably going to see market here kind of stay flat for a bit while he talks, and then I'll pick back up once he's done. But let me clean this up a little bit here since everything is kind of done with at these price points. Again, if you guys want to take more high-low break and retest, that lower low right here is going to be the next structure to look out for. So entry is going to be right here at 44,107 for anybody who's looking to take that. Let me see if there's more structure on my end here to mark up. Not really. There's I guess there's a resistance here now, or something like resistance. Yeah, basically resistance slash supply. Um, this price continues to drop lower. So yeah, super bearish market today. Super bearish market analysis here played out perfect. You know, we had the whole market structure identification right here. Price kind of dropped lower from that point. Same with the orb over here, right? I was kind of tempted to take the orb here, but I didn't take it because the overall trend was bearish, and kind of glad I didn't because this could have been a pretty messy trade if I would have held on to the full move. It did hit 10 points, but everything else here, I mean, we already called the bearish market from the market open, right? Before market opened here, I already called bearish market because we had the overall bearish trend here across the time frames. And then we also had bearish market structure, plus I had bearish on my other screeners as well. I have three different screeners running. I have a screener for market structure, I have a screener for reversals, divergences, confluence, and I have another screener for specific strategies. So if the strategy is showing a sell, it's going to show sell on mine as well. But all right, guys, if there's any other questions, you know, feel free to hit me up on Discord, guys. Let me check the chat real quick, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, Sam's done for the day. Said see y'all guys tomorrow. Definitely, Sam. We'll see you back tomorrow. Good work on passing your FTMO challenges and great work on getting those trades in for the day. And I think that's it. I don't see anything else here in the chat. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. 7:55 right now, 5 minutes till 8 o'clock. I don't really see anything else here happening from now until then. So, not really looking to take anything here. If you guys want to take a high-low break and retest, there's still an opportunity right here at 44,107. Again, you're looking for price to break and close past this lower low, retest it, and come back lower from that point. But for me personally, I wouldn't really recommend taking anything right now because the volatility is starting to flatten out. I'd probably wait until Trump is done speaking. But yeah, ATR is currently at 15. You guys can see how small these candles are. Not expecting much to happen here. So, all right, guys, that's it. If you guys have any questions, hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, I will see you guys.